I always thought, I'm like, it's so many people around me, from siblings to parents to family members, cousins, aunties, uncles that I'm seeing around me that are just so complacent, you know. And I'm just like, I can't. That can't be my life. I got to do whatever it takes for me to make sure that I'm in a different situation.
Welcome back, man. This is another episode of It's the Way We Live. This is where real stories shape real lives. Man, today, man, I'm so excited. Today, we sitting down with someone who shows what happens when you stop chasing the world and you start changing your own. Man, y'all know him as what? LHUT, the internet's favorite cousin, Birmingham-born creator, experienced reviewer, and community advocate who's always doing his storytelling. It has earned him respect throughout the southern region of the U.S. This authentic southern voice, man, built loyal audiences across TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, as he highlights food, culture, lifestyle with his pride, with his humor, and the connection to the community. Man, growing up in North Birmingham, man, he could have easily been limited by his environment. But guess what he did? He chose elevation, purpose, and community. From his early YouTube beginnings in 2015, man, he has become one of the respected figures in Birmingham, Alabama, as he transformed his experiences into inspiration. His influence has led to collaborations with major brands like Walmart, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Amazon, Talladega Superspeedway, Region Tradition, the Magic City Classic, Hibbett Sports, One Music Fest, and more. It's so many, I know it's more that I can name. But beyond partnerships, it's his heart for the people that truly sets him apart. From his eat and greet events to annual toy drives, to creating spaces for upcoming influencers and entrepreneurs to learn, connect, and grow. He is proof that real influence is built on service, culture, and intentional impact. Man, family, tapped in with the one and the only LHUT, LaDarrius Hutchinson, man. What's going on, man? Man, it's about time, man. Yeah, man, beyond, it's an honor, man, because I was shocked that you reached out to me.
Yeah.
Because me and Jessica, it's like we manifested this. Like, that's why I said this is all a live form type situation. Because we were just speaking about you and was like, man, should I reach out? How should we reach out when it comes to you? And like,
Well, I know we had talked about it before at the our whiteboard.
yes, man.
Can I see you do your thing? I'm like, well, let's do it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, but before we get started,
Okay.
I want to, bless the room, hit it with a shot. You cool with it?
Oh yeah, I always cool with it.
Okay, let's did you right.
Okay.
Let's see. You gonna take that one now.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Cheat you. And Halloween, did you go out?
Halloween, yeah.
Did you go out?
Did you go out?
What'd you dress to have?
Hugh help.
Yeah. Well, shout out to who you help.
Cheers to a great interview.
Mm-hmm. That's like that Kevin Hart, man.
That's pretty good though.
Shout out. It's kind of smooth.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go right in.
Okay.
When it comes to, you as a person. Now I have did a little research because you told me you need to research. Do your research. And I appreciate that too, because I am just up and coming in this, and I'm open for critical, constructive criticism. Trying to be better in this craft. But one thing I did stand out to me is that a lot of people, when you do come on their podcast, it's all about content creation and how you started your reviews, and it's just like I feel like it's something missing. Like it's always I see a look in your eye that you be want to push out. So I'm gonna start off with the beginning, because you said you went to North Birmingham Elementary, Hudson,
yeah,
and Carver.
Yeah.
Now, and another thing I heard you say, Avondale Projects.
Yeah.
So, Tell me that part of you. Like, I want to know that part, that foundation. Like, where did it start to lead up to this?
Okay. Well, I was born in 1991. When I was initially born, when I mentioned, you said like Everdale Projects, that's where my family is originally from. Like my mom and her siblings, she has 6 siblings or whatever, and my grandma, my granddad or whatever, they all were in Avondale Project probably like 20 something years before I was even born. So when I was born, like up until I was like 4 or 5, they were still there. So in the early stages of my life, that's kind of like what I remember. And so it was fun though there. I had a great time there. And then my mom and my dad, they ended up getting married when I was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then I moved over to the north side.
So is he from the north side or your mom?
Yeah, so my dad.
Okay.
My mom grew up in the Avondale area around that way. My dad is from the north side, so we migrated over to the north side, and I was there until I graduated high school.
So is that like north side, North Birmingham, Count Heights?
No, we literally live in North Birmingham.
Okay.
So I always tell people, and it's a crazy story, but I lived on every street in North Birmingham. 31st, 32nd, 33rd, or 4th.
Is that y'all moved?
36th. A lot.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so my granddad and my grandma, my dad's mom and dad, they always had a house. Because, I can remember on their house, if I was on 36th Street, which you can literally see Carver High School right across from my house. It used to be a golf course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to childhood, cause now did I hear right? You said you was going through like the struggle or poverty or like it was hard.
Yeah.
Like is it am I right or wrong in that? Oh, is that true?
You right. I think definitely for sure poverty. But I also feel like it was just a combination of really, like, to be honest with you, like growing pains.
Yeah.
I think now that I am the age that I'm at now, the things that I did go through as far as like poverty or, struggling or whatever, I look at it as like, I understand how hard life could be with having kids and trying to survive, and working these jobs that are like not really paying you much, And so I don't really that part of my life is not something that it's like traumatizing or I know when people think of poverty, they think of it in like a negative way or whatever, but not necessarily because I survived.
Yeah.
Like my parents didn't have everything, but they had enough to make me survive and be here today.
Yeah. Real quick, for myself, like when I was younger, my mom and my dad, at the time that they was together, they basically had me in, a good situation where it was nice.
Yeah.
And then one day it just exploded and I'm in the hood.
Yeah.
And that was like a big culture shock for me. And so at one point in time, I kind of resented my parents. Do you have any type of resentment ever?
So I don't look at what I went through as a necessarily like a negative thing or like negative resentment or whatever. But I used to feel like at a certain point I'm like, could y'all have done a little bit more? You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is the way I look at life is that I think because they weren't what I probably wanted them to be.
Yeah.
I made myself everything that I wanted them to be.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So
at what age was that?
Early.
Yeah.
I always thought, I'm like, it's so many people around me, from siblings to parents to family members, cousins, aunties, uncles that I'm seeing around me that are just so complacent, And I'm just like, I can't, that can't be my life. I got to do whatever it takes for me to make sure that I'm in a different situation when I become an adult.
Yeah, but I admire that too because you said you discovered that at an early age.
Yeah.
Because for myself, I didn't realize I felt like that with my parents until I got grown, even close to my 30s.
Yeah.
So for you to be aware of that age, that shows that humility. It shows gratitude, and you're just basically saying, I'm okay where I'm at, but I know that's not where I'm gonna stay at.
Yeah, but you know what? It's the opposite for me because I used to be upset when I was younger, and And especially like growing up, because I used to always think, okay, everybody got all this stuff. Or, people I'm in school with, they got this shoe or that, And so I used to always feel like I was lacking in some capacity or whatever. But then as I got older, I became more grateful and thankful for my parents, because I'm like, I made ends meet.
Yeah.
We were never homeless, never on none of that. I never went through that level of poverty or whatever. But it kept me humble enough to be appreciative of just surviving, to be honest with you. And then now that I'm a grown adult, I'm like, I'm grateful for y'all. And I love my parents in a different way now. And I have a different level of appreciation for them, because really all we needed was a meal and a roof over our head. Yeah. And all the other stuff, that's superficial. Yeah. Now that I'm grown, I know that. But as a child, that didn't register to me.
So as a child, what do you think? I am not going to say children watching this, but as a parent who might be watching, they can probably help the children out to, be more, understanding to the situation. How could we probably do better as parents in that situation, trying to get the children to understand, or the kids to understand, that type of lifestyle? Because some children, they'll look at the other kids across the street and be like, you're doing so much better than me, or they getting joked on, or they getting bullied. Like, how could we better that situation? Or is that something that we just really got to pray for?
Yeah, I really don't think that's something you would need to sit down and explain to your kids. Mm-hmm. I think if you're in survival mode and you just try to make ends meet, that's what you need to be focused on. Yeah. And I think that over time, the kids will understand, as they mature, and get older and they have responsibilities, and they like, well, you did this and you had how many kids? Yeah. They'll have a different level of appreciation for it. Right. Yeah.
All right. So going into, back to you, what put you on this ambition? Because I see you said the world, whether it's podcasts or new SGA programs, extracurricular activities, for you to be in that situation, to keep yourself whole and say, I'm going to do it this way. Because you could have picked up some drugs. You could have picked up some guns. You could have picked up gang affiliation. Yeah. But you chose another route.
My parents knew I was different. They had to know I was different from like the very start. I always was just, from really literally since when I started school, I just was different for both of them as far as like having kids. I always was just very smart in school. I made really good grades. And I always just wanted to do stuff. Like I don't know, it's just always been me. Yeah. Cause like I remember just being in like first, second grade, I was on like the I forgot what it was called, but it was a thing where we took over a role of like one of the teachers in school or whatever, and I was the principal for a day, type of thing.
The principal. Yeah. How they give you the principal?
I don't know how it happened. I ended up winning the principal's award in 5th grade. When I graduated from 5th grade.
Really?
My principal in elementary school. I actually talked to her not too long ago, to be honest, like a year ago, to be honest. But I always just was doing, and I know my parents was just like, well, what is this that we had? Who is this person? Yeah, because I was always just doing something, and it was different for them because they both had, my mom had kids prior to me, and my dad had kids prior to me. Together they had me and my sister or whatever. But I was just always in something, a part of something, wanting to do something. Beta Club, National Honor Society, spelling bees, math derbies, everything.
Really?
Yeah.
But that lets you know how special you are when you're with your parents recognizing that. Like they was able to, and I'm not saying they're neglected the other kids, but for them to put that energy for you to be able, because a lot of parents cannot keep up with that.
Well, to be honest with you, if I'm being quite honest, love you, mom and dad. They ain't really have enough time to focus on me and my dreams, because everybody else stuff was just way crazier than. Yeah, I used to always feel like I'm like, wow, I'm doing all these things. Like I'm bringing home these good report cards. I'm 3rd place in the math derby. I'm like doing speeches for like Black History Month and different stuff like that. I always being chosen to do something in elementary school, and their focus was other places because my siblings, they were in trouble or doing something, and so the focus wasn't necessarily on me a lot of the time, to be honest with you.
Yeah. How did it make you feel?
I don't know. No, I feel like I used to. I kind of felt like isolated a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like I'm like, well, okay, so y'all, I don't get showed up for, or I mean, I'm not able to be a part of this organization. Like I got chose to be, like I said, to be a part of the National Honor Society and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You had to pay for it or whatever.
Yeah.
But if one of my siblings are in trouble, or you gotta, it was always something that overshadowed what I had going on.
Yeah, and I know how that can really affect a child, like, and just looking at, like, just me thinking about people that's in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
We're grown, but thinking about kids in that situation right now, how it can lead them to other activities as well, because they might just be like, excuse me, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, no, I still was like, I gotta do something. I gotta change this.
Yeah.
I gotta be different.
So where did that come from? Because you had to get that from somewhere, whether it was, mentors, whether it's a grandmother, grandparent. Where did it come from, or that was just the God in you?
It really, honestly, no, I never. Well, my grandma, my mom's mom, and I always talk about her. I love all my grandparents, but we had a special relationship because my grandma passed in 2021.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. But the life she used to speak into me, it's just, I tell people all the time, those words still stick with me to this day. Because she always used to tell me that I'm special. Like, she used to say, you so smart, you can do whatever you want to do. I literally have recordings in my phone of her telling me how proud of me she was and how special I was, and that I could do whatever I wanted to do or whatever. And she always told me that since I was little. Yeah. So I think that's probably really what kept me, like, going. Because my grandma, if I told her I wanted to go build a house, she would say, baby, if you can figure it out, you smart, you could do it. That's just how she was towards me. So anytime I would come to her and be like, Grandma, I'm doing such and such, oh, you're going to be good at it. You're going to be great.
Man, it's almost a tearjerker, because it's like, it feels like, when you don't got nobody, the one that you always counted on, is not here no more. Mm-hmm. And, that's I really can't even say nothing about it.
Well, you know what? For me, I have my moments really often about my grandma, but I think that having her during the very important years of my life, during my adolescent years, through the years of me kind of being a little bit of a rebel, not necessarily in a bad way, but I got to a point where I was just kind of like rebelling a little bit around 16, 17. I feel like that's every kid has that kind of season of life or whatever. But even through going to college and all those things, she was just with me through so many different parts of my life. Yeah. I don't even view it as necessarily a sadness, because I do get sad about it and I have my moments with that, but I'm able to just keep that with me. It's a thing that I will always like have close to me, whether she's here physically or not. It still resonates today.
That's good. Because I have colleagues, but colleagues, I know how they lose a person and it's over with for them mentally. It's like they stuck. But for you to transmute that energy into something positive, man, I applaud you, man. I gotta shake your hand
Thank
for that,
you.
man.
I appreciate it.
I kind of understand more of your drive and your force. And so going into, these passions of yours, these, actually being in a situation where you feel by yourself, but you continue to go. So you went from, doing these different, activities, accolades, even when you was a little kid and not a teenager, a kid.
Yeah.
So now let's jump to it was college.
College.
And we was in
Jacksonville State.
Jacksonville State. All right.
Ooh, that's a journey, but that's a big jump. Yeah. So I went to school. School was great. For me, I really had a great elementary, middle school. Middle school was a little rough. I'm gonna lie. That was some rough times.
Well, let me retract real quick. When you say rough, were you like bullied, picked on?
Well, no, I wasn't necessarily. So I went to school. I went to middle school right in the heart of Collegeville Project. Yeah. Right in not Collegeville Project, but right in the heart of Collegeville. Yeah. Literally in the center of Collegeville. So I went with some rough. It was some, North Birmingham Elementary School was a lot milder. Like, you got people that lived in these lower middle class neighborhoods like North Birmingham and Norwood and things like that. Because those neighborhoods were at one point very prestigious, and you had to have a certain level of income to live there. But then when you go over to like somewhere that's a little bit more, urban, and you know you're right next to like projects and stuff like that, they a little rough.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie, I needed that though, because that middle school time for me is why I am the way I am today. Like you had to either defend yourself or they would have bullied you.
Yeah.
So it was boots on the ground. And
how many heads you had to slap?
Several.
Yeah. Really?
Absolutely. I probably fought like 3 times each year in school, and which was so crazy for my parents. I know they was like, "What is going on?" But they used to be so proud. They did. Like my daddy used to be there, like, "Did you win?" Yeah. And if that's the case, But I was fine. But that taught me a level of like protection. That's why I don't fear nothing.
Yeah.
No.
That made me also think when you said something about your parents, they were so proud. Because it was almost like a situation. What came to my mind when you said that is, we know he got it.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean, but see, I had already been there, done that with my cousins and stuff. But I didn't think I was going to be having to do it at school, because I just wasn't used to, doing that in school. But it was still good, though. I still did really well in middle school.
A little refreshing.
Yeah.
You get it off of
it was different for me as far as like the fame part, but the part of still being involved and stuff was still there, because in 6th grade, I won like Student of the Year. 7th grade, 7th grade was a little blur for me. It wasn't really that much like going on or whatever. I don't know what was going on during that time for me. As far as like school or whatever, I was in a funny place, I feel like, with school.
Yeah.
I don't know. But then 8th grade came around, and that's when I really got back in my bag, and I was the class representative.
Yeah.
That's when I got on the SGA.
Yeah.
And as the class representative, and then I was on the debate team. So I was back in my mode again.
Yeah.
And then I did our like commencement speech in 8th grade. So I was like, okay, I'm getting it.
Yeah, that momentum.
I'm getting it back.
That momentum track. Okay. You got any people that really was impactful when you was in high school going into college? They really just put that stamp on you, and it's like, I can't let these people down, and I'm outside of family.
Yeah. One of my high school teachers, her name is Miss Somersville. I love her. We actually friends on Facebook. She tell me how proud of me she is all the time or whatever, but she actually went to Jacksonville State. And that's what inspired me to want to go to Jacksonville State, because she was like one of my favorite teachers or whatever. And so she was really like pivotal in the decision of going to college, because to be honest with you, nobody told me I had to go to college. It was no requirement from my parents. Nobody ever made a big deal about it or whatever. But God blessed me enough with some amazing people that came along during my journey that had already experienced, college and what it's like. And I'm seeing them and I'm inspired by them, because I'm like, okay, well, you did it. Yeah. And so I always felt like if you did it, then I could do it too. What makes, so she was one of the ones that I can really think of. I mean, I'm sure it was several others or whatever, but she really stand out to me, because she's the reason why I decided to go to Jacksonville State.
Okay. Freshman year, how'd that come along? How was your
Jacksonville? It was great. Actually, yeah. So freshman year, I was on the SGA again at Jacksonville. I was really kind of like, I had my people that came from high school with me that went down there. It was like 6, 7 of us or whatever, and we kind of stuck close together for the most part. But me and one of my best friends, we went, and we're still best friends to this day. We went together. So we both graduated Carver, and then we went to Jacksonville together. So that was kind of like my anchor right there. Like that was like one of the best decisions that we could have ever made. Cause she's from Collegeville and I'm from North Birmingham. So we both had very similar upbringings and went to middle school together, went to high school together. And so we kind of understood what the odds were and what we were going to school to do, and that was to graduate.
Man, that's a blessing. You had a battle buddy.
Oh, for sure.
A lot of people
we used to be cooking. By the time sophomore year came, we got our apartment. We used to be cooking meals. You cook tonight, I'm cook tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah, we made it work.
And y'all both staying focused.
The goal was met, and that was to graduate. And we both ended up graduating from Jacksonville again with our master's too.
All right, post college, you in marketing now.
Yeah. So. God, so my life is. I'm telling you, I can't wait till I write my book, because it ain't even half of the story.
Really?
Nah.
I'm gonna buy it. Hey, make sure you send it my way. You
for
got
sure.
my address now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It ain't even half the story, but also when I graduated college, I graduated August 2014. And a lot of people don't talk about this, but when you graduate from college, I was so depressed.
Really?
I was so depressed. I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, this is supposed to be the most amazing time of my life. I was so lost. Yeah. That was the most lost I have ever been in my life.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't have no sense of purpose.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. I didn't know what life was gonna do. But like I always say, I think since the day my mama and daddy got in that bedroom and did what they did to make me, I feel like God had already had a plan written out for me. Because every time I look back on my life and I think about like the times that I had these moments of uncertainty, I always just think about like how I felt in that time and how he just made some type of way happen. Yeah. And I'm just like, I look back and I'm like, how in the world? Yeah. There's no way. Because I graduated college, came back home. My mom was living, her and my dad had split up by this time. She was living in like a 2-bedroom apartment. My sister staying with her. I'm sleeping on the couch.
Time out. Did that really affect you?
What?
The split from.
Oh no, that's the best thing they could have ever done for everybody involved. Okay, because everybody happy. Yeah. So no, it did not affect me.
Okay.
At the time, it was a little, rough or whatever. But no, I'm happy for both of them. Yeah. I want both of them to be happy genuinely.
Right. So no. How they moved on and remarried?
My dad has. My mom hasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Mom, we ain't forgot. Hey, it's coming. Yeah. Or is she looking? If you mind me asking.
She not. Okay. She consent.
Okay. So we back at you're upset.
Yeah. What was I saying
about after post college?
Oh yeah. So I'm sleeping on the couch or whatever. I'm applying to every job that's in Birmingham that you could possibly think of to apply to. No after no after no after no after no, and then when you graduate from college, mind you, I'm like 22 years old, and hearing all these no's, I'm like, what, like, I'm like, am I gonna have to go work at Walmart? I'm like, what am I gonna do or whatever? So this is no lie. This is literally the craziest story. So I ended up getting a job at this insurance company. And they it was one of those, I forgot what it was. I don't know if it was State Farm or it was like a private company though over in Hoover.
One Primerica.
Who?
One Primerica was.
No. It was by State Farm, but it was an agent who owned it. Like,
okay.
I don't know. Like, for instance, my name LaDarrius Hutchinson. It could be like State Farm, LaDarrius Hutchinson. Yeah. I don't remember how it was.
Something like a subcontract or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I went there or whatever, and I remember them telling me, you got to pay this amount of money to get your license or whatever. And my uncle and auntie had gave me like a $500 check when I graduated college or whatever. And I'm like, so I got to use this check to pay for this? I don't want to pay for no license for this or whatever. So, anyways, I ended up, so I used to ride to work with my uncle, which I thank God for him so much because he worked in Hoover. And so the job was in Hoover. I didn't have a car at the time or whatever. I'm fresh out of college. So I would drop him off for work. I would go to the job or whatever. Yeah. And I remember leaving out of the job one day, and I had rolled down by the Galleria, and I was in the parking lot, and I was just crying, like for probably like 30, 45 minutes. And I'm thinking like, Lord, what am I about to do? Like I got to call. I need to call somebody. I need to figure this out or whatever. Yeah. This same day, now I go back to my uncle's job, and I'm sitting at his job, and I'm just so like sad or whatever. Yeah. And this guy that worked with him walked in there. He was like, "Oh, your uncle told me you graduated or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "My wife, she worked over at Yellow Pages or whatever." And he was like, they're starting to be like more of a digital marketing company. Right. And he was like, they're looking for more younger people. They want to, he was like, I can't guarantee you I can get you a job, but I can get you at least an interview or whatever. Right. So I was like, okay, cool. I applied. I did get the interview. I got there. I did one interview. And the lady was like, you don't have no experience or whatever. And I was like, yeah, but, She was like, well, you know what? But I like you. It's something about you.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. She's like, so I'm gonna pass you over to the higher boss, and he gonna interview you. So I walk in there, it's this white man, and I'm like, oh my God, this man is not about to hire me or whatever. So he started talking to me. He was like, you know, you're just very young. We want somebody with a little bit more experience. I was like, look, I don't have experience, but I was like, I'm like a sponge. I was like, I can absorb anything. I'm teachable, whatever you know. I told him a great way to look at it is y'all would be the first person. You can mold me to be whoever you want me to be, basically, in so many words. He was like, I like that.
Yeah.
And he was like, you remind me a lot of myself because when I first started with this company, I was your age. And he was like, and somebody took a chance on me. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to take a chance on you. You got a job. Like right there in that moment.
Wow.
And I was like, and I was walking out the building and I was like, I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, maybe he was lying to me. Because again, this is my first time that I ever went through something like this. And I was like, I wonder, did he lie?
Yeah.
I literally was thinking that in my mind. And but that job changed my life. It really did.
So this is the marketing and advertisement company that you've been talking about on these different podcasts. So changing your life, was it like a commission base? Was it like base? It had like a base salary to it? Or?
Yeah, it was a salary job and also commission and things like that. But the thing about it is I didn't even have no expectations when going there. I remember when I got my first pay, when I got paid for the first time there, I was like, because I'm thinking, I'm used to like refund checks.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, wait a minute. I'm asking people, I'm like, this is what y'all get this amount. I'm literally that green.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, my life it just turned around in an instant.
Yeah. So, well, it looks like you a progressive business entrepreneur and a career student at the same time because you in college right now, ain't it? Working on your doctorates?
Well, I'm on a pause.
You on a, okay.
Yeah. I started on my doctorate out of boredom, to be honest with you. Because I went through another season of time where I was lost. I feel like I had those moments in my life where it was like 2021. Same year my grandma passed. Dark.
Yeah.
2020 to like 2022-ish and a half maybe was like really some dark, crazy years for me where I just was kind of on pilot mode.
So when you say dark, I didn't mean to cut you off with my body language, but I just want to know this. Some people, when they get dark, they lean on different dependencies, whether it's alcohol, drugs, it might be sex for like was you just dark just in your depression within yourself, or did you kind of?
I was going out Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this was during COVID, 2020. These folks said, y'all stay in the house.
Yeah.
Don't go nowhere. I'm out all the time, just out, just really trying to like cope with whatever I was dealing with internally or whatever. And then I think the thing that really kind of started to make me go down was the fact that my grandma her health was declining. She was dealing with dementia. And people don't talk a lot about that and about dealing with someone in your family with dementia. And one of the things that I want to do when I start my nonprofit is focus on that. I want to focus on a plethora of things, but dementia is for sure one of those things because it's detrimental to your mental health. So I feel like as she was declining, so was I. Yeah. Because I'm losing the person that I always knew. You know.
So it's almost like you lost her while she was still alive.
Exactly.
Wow.
And so, then after she passed away, the reality of her really being gone was really. So it was like I said, from 2020 to 2022 was just. Yeah. I was just feel like I was in the twilight zone, to be honest with you. So. In the midst of that or whatever, you know, you do things that I don't know, just out of, I don't even know, impulse, to be honest with you. I applied to go back to school. I'm like, I need to find something to get my mind back. Give me another sense of purpose.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you have that awareness or, you know, that God within you. It sounds like you really trust your intuition. A lot of people don't trust the intuition. You know, they just go blind and stuff. And for you to be able to, you know, see that you're going down the lane and you're like, okay, you know, I'm spiraling. Yeah. And I need to clean up this ASAP. Yeah. For you to do that, that's power.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I but even doing it though, when I started the doctor, I still didn't feel it wasn't something just wasn't clicking for me. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm doing this, but I'm just doing this because I feel like at this point I'm just supposed to be in school. Like I'm
Right.
like this is just what I'm supposed to do because it's so easy to me, you know.
All right. So you saying it's basically been paused for since 2020?
No, I stopped in 2023, maybe like a year and a half after the influencing thing started.
Yeah. Well, like you
I
said,
can balance it too.
like you said, it's a pause. It's not a stop.
Oh no, it's not a stop.
So whenever you know.
But to be honest with you, I had to think about it too. I was like, what am I gonna do with it? I don't want to. So really, I don't know. It's a stop. I mean, it's a pause, but we'll see what life brings.
Yeah, because I don't see you bored no more. It seems like you got a lot of stuff to do.
Exactly.
Real quick, I know you said you got some stuff going on. I'm not trying to hold you too long, but tell me about this new project you got? With 98.7.
Oh, that okay. Well, so it came really out of kind of like nowhere, to be honest with you.
Really?
Well, not really nowhere. I ain't gonna say nowhere. I mean it like that, but it wasn't on my radar necessarily. So I had did a few interviews down at their station, just for my own personal reasons or whatever. And then they asked me to be a part of the Magic City Classic with them, and just different, stuff like that or whatever. Yeah. And so for Magic City around Magic City Classic, they was like, well, come and let us know about some events and stuff that's going on. Mm-hmm. And then they presented the idea to me, and it was like, it's not going to be like a radio show. It's just going to be like a segment. Yeah. And I was like, I can deal with that, because with all the stuff I got going on, I wouldn't want to make a commitment of just being on there for, if it's 5 minutes, that's cool with me. And then I like the fact that, their viewership is crazy. I'm sorry, their listeners is out of this world or whatever. And to be able to have that additional exposure, for me, I'm like, it's a win-win. And if I don't necessarily want to go to the station to record it, I can record it from home, send it to them, and they can do their thing with it. Yeah, so it makes it super easy. They're not trying to hold me to no station or bind me into nothing like that. Yeah. So I love the ease of it and how just simple it is. I can 5 minutes. I can do that in the car. If I need to.
Oh, so basically it's almost where you just basically just kind of, you said it's a 5 minute type.
Well, it not necessarily. It ain't really timed. I'm just saying it's not like a hour-long show.
Oh, okay.
It's just a segment to let the people know what's going on for that particular weekend.
Oh, so it's something that you already started.
Do.
Yeah.
That's why they had the idea, because I already do the things to do videos, but now it's gonna be instead of the things to do videos, I do those monthly. But basically I'll just be breaking down those by the week on radio.
Oh, so basically they just basically what's the saying? Instead of trying to
reinvent the wheel, just
improve it.
Yeah.
So they just improved it. So that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Then it seemed like it's easier too. So once you just drop them, you ain't even got to do nothing else.
No. I love stuff that I can do where I can just be the creative. I can just be the talent, and the rest is whoever. Yeah. I love that. That's my favorite type of
automation.
Yeah, that's my favorite type of stuff to do, because it's simple for me, because I already have so many other things to try to keep up with on my own.
So what else that you got to offer for the people, man? I guess you done told us about yourself. I'm very empathetic to where you come from. I have a better understanding who is in front of me. So that's what's up, man. Thank you for coming to that. But as far as the business real quick. Yeah. So what's up? What's up next?
Well, I always got something brewing. I have a lot of new collaborations that I'm gonna be working on, campaigns and stuff like that. Of course I can't say them until it comes about or whatever. But personally though, I have a lot of things coming up as far as my personal brand. I'm about to just work on making sure that I rebrand my merch site, because that did really well, but I just feel like I hadn't had a chance to focus on it or whatever. And before like Q1, just really make sure I'm building my team, you know, because next year is going to be even crazier because this year was crazy. So I know what next year is. I just want to prepare myself for that.
Yeah.
But I have my party coming up on the 8th.
So your actual birthday is on the 8th of November, the 9th of November.
Yeah, but the party on the 8th.
I'm invited now.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Come through.
Got to support because I know you was talking about. I think was it Taylor? You was saying people just be mad at you because you don't invite them, but then they don't never show up.
Exactly. And I don't know what that's been before the influencer. People always want to come to an LHUT party. I don't blame them though.
Is that lit? Jessica, Jessica, you come with me?
Oh, absolutely.
You down?
I'm down. Okay, Jessica better be there.
Okay.
Okay, so then I'm my toy drive. I have my annual toy drive. I can't say the organization that I'm partnering with, but I'm super excited about partnering with them this year. Last year, I worked with Ronald McDonald House. Yeah. This year, we're gonna solidify it on Monday, but it's an organization that everybody's familiar with that that I'm going to be giving the toys that are donated to that organization so they can distribute it to moms, single moms and things like that. So that's going to be really, really great or whatever. So I'm working on that, and then I have the eat and greet that's coming up in February. So I'm starting preparation for that or whatever.
And what is that like, eat and greet?
The eat and greet is something that I came up with 2 years ago. So this will be the third installment of the eat and greet, which I'm so excited about. Last year was amazing. This year, so initially when I started it, my followers always used to say, I want to go eat with you, cousin, take me to eat with you or whatever. And I said, you know what? I'm going to come up with something that they can come and literally eat with me or whatever. Yeah. But I was like, that's a little bit too Kanye. Like I was feeling like that was a little bit too full of myself or whatever. So I wanted to add some purpose to it. So the first year I had a panel. I decided to have a panel, a host to make it more of an event or an experience for them or whatever. But the panel, the first year consisted of influence. Last year, this year, are we still in 2020? Okay, so this year in 2025, I had a panel and it consisted of people from different industries. So I had like a realtor, I had a judge, I had someone in tech, I had someone in media that works at Fox 6 News, I had someone in finance, in mental health. So I just wanted to have a different, people to get different perspectives or whatever. And Lady Wu, she hosted. Okay. So I'm working and preparing myself for this year. I already had the venue secured. That's already done, the venue. So we got that handled. And so February, I forgot the date, but 2026.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I seen you recently. I think it wasn't last week, might have been 2 weeks ago. Was you up on the panel? I think Mogul Mission with Jabril.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I went to school with Jabril, so it's like
that was actually
he's doing some good work out here.
That was actually like last week, I think. I think during Classic Week.
I've been catching a lot of stuff on social media with it, and I've been, wanting to get more into the community. So when you say toy drive, if you want to call me up to be part of volunteer team, hey, I'm out there with you.
Okay, or bring some toys.
Yeah. Hey, make sure there ain't no guns, and make sure there ain't no religion type stuff, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So you already know how to, and they need to be unwrapped.
Unwrapped. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But I'll put that out there next week. Next week.
Anything for Thanksgiving?
Family. I'm gonna be with my family.
Be your family.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing about it is I'm probably missing something that I got going on, because I'm telling y'all, literally, God is so good. Yeah. Oh, but one thing I do want to talk about is on November 15th. I think it's the 15th. I'm doing this really cool event down at the Shelby County Art Council called Swag the Bag. And it's basically an event where they're taking up donation for misplaced youth. Like November is the month that celebrates that, like people that age out of foster care. Yeah. Basically, it talks about and celebrates, not necessarily celebrates, but like brings awareness to the amount of kids that age out of foster care, and they go and homeless and things like that. So the event is basically where these kids are going to take like literally garbage bags, and they're going to have to make like fashion pieces out of the bags or whatever. And I'm one of the judges there.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And I love to do things that are like purpose.
Yeah,
driven,
yeah,
you
because
know?
I think fashion is something that you was doing in the beginning.
It was.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that definitely falls in line with, you know, something that you enjoy doing as well.
Absolutely.
When it comes to Collegeville, North Birmingham, or all of Birmingham, what can you say to the expiring influencers, content creators, or just, you know, young people, teenagers that just, you know, look up to you?
I would say, you know, the world of being a content creator or an influencer, it is so subjective. It's relative to whoever you're speaking with, because everybody has their own perceptions of what that is. So first of all, I think just understand that piece. That's important to understand, and have some sort of self-awareness. Like we talked about my journey, and we talked about kind of how my life kind of was for me. And so I think having the life that I've had has prepared me for all of this, because one, I'm not a stranger to opposition, and two, I'm not a stranger to disappointment. I'm not a stranger to having my plate full and being involved in a lot of stuff. Because a lot of people ask me how I deal with all these things, and I always tell people, well, I had a life that prepared me for all these things. And so it's always so hard for me to give people advice, because I only know what I see right in front of me. I don't know the person that you truly are, or whatever. So I don't know what you can deal with. I know that God prepared me for this because my life shows that I've been prepared for this. So the advice I would give is just know your purpose. You know, understand your life and the things that you are able to deal with, because everybody can't handle this. Seeing negative comments about yourself and opposition online is the most uncomfortable feeling ever. And I don't care who you speak with or who you talk to. People will try to say, "Oh no, that doesn't bother me," or it's opposition, and it makes you uncomfortable. And whether or not you're upset, angry, or you're irritated, whatever case may be, it'll strike some sort of emotion or whatever. So you just have to be prepared for all those things. I think people just see the good part of it and think that, oh, you're doing such and such, or you're making this amount of money, or you're doing this. Those are the residuals of staying consistent and just working hard. But it's so many other layers to it or whatever. And also too, I have a background in marketing, so everyone don't have the same mindset that I have, as far as like understanding my brand and the things that I'm going to associate myself with and what I want to do in the future. Like, I could be working on one project and I'm already thinking about what's going to come after this. My brain is always on go. You know what I'm saying? That's why when people compare me or talk, I'm like, I understand that, but I'm a different type of beast, you know, and I got my own type of way of thinking or whatever. Always forward thinking. You know, so the advice is just to do it, honestly, and do it authentically. Be you. Don't apologize for being yourself, because I'm not changing who I am to appease nobody else. I'm gonna grow, because that's just natural, but I'm gonna always be LaDarrius for sure.
Known as L what?
Hood.
I know that. That's what's up, man. Hey, man, I will say this. I really appreciate you because I was on the phone. You're going to hear Jessica a lot when it comes me talking and stuff, because she's always, you know, trying to help build up confidence, build up, you know, empowerment. So I can't wait till you guys connect, because it's going to be like,
I can say it all up in my spirit. I know it's going to be good.
Yes. And I just really appreciate you, you know, sitting down right there in that seat with me. So today's conversation reminded us that influence isn't measured by followers. It's measured by impact, consistency, and character. LaDarrius showed us that no matter where you start, you can rise above your circumstances, represent your city with pride, and create something bigger than yourself. Man, his journey is a living proof that when you stay rooted in who you are, use your gifts with intention, and serve your community. You can become a respected figure in Birmingham, Alabama, or the U.S., and inspire others to elevate as well. If this episode inspired you, challenged you, or reminded you to walk in your purpose, share it with somebody who needs that push. Stay connected with LaDarrius, support his movement, and continue uplifting voices that are shaping our community in a positive way. This is It's the Way We Live, where real stories shape real lives and where purpose will always outweigh popularity. Until next time, stay intentional, stay grounded, and keep living in the way that you were called to live. Yeah.